Hey guys, back again with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to change from a standard carb to a racing carb, as you can see. So this is a Speedfight 100. It's just got I believe it's a 17.5mm carb on it, Delauto. We'll just pop it off and do the Jubilee clip. All we need to do, as you can see, we've got a free flow air filter on here already. Just pry slightly on the fuel line to make sure it comes off easily, and then here on our two-stroke we've got it capped off. Most of you will have it straight into your two-stroke tank, or two-stroke pump, sorry. We have it capped off because we don't actually have two-stroke tanks to save on weight. And just unscrew the top of here, and then you'll see there's a spring, and you've got your slider and your needle. All you need to do is pull the spring up as high as possible, pull the plastic out, and it literally, on here you can see there are two holes, and one's bigger and one's smaller. You push it down out of the smaller hole and it will pop across into the bigger hole, and you'll be able to pull it out. Then you can take the spring off and put all the parts aside, along with the plastic and such. Take the, I don't know what you would call it, the top cover to the carb slider. And then we've just got a bit of rubber on there, which is fine. So now, getting the racing carb, and this is a 19mm racing carb, so you can see if I take off the air filter that we've got on here, it's quite a dirty carb. You can see in there that it's a lot smaller than this racing carb, and the shape of it is oval rather than the circular one in the racing carb. The slider at the top is a hell of a lot bigger also, which matters for overall airflow and such. Just put it in this box. So with your new carb you will have a much larger slider. You'll see it's a lot bigger than the original. Then you have a much bigger spring, obviously, because it's a bigger slider. We have another fuel cap, and we have a cover here which has got two screws and a lot better sealing, as you can see. And now all we need to do is put the top cover on, pull it right to the top, making sure, if you see when I pull the shrouding away, you see the bottom of here, it needs to go into this. And then you try and put the cover over, make it as sealed as possible. Then you can just pop the spring on and try and make sure you get it into place. That it should have a groove that it fits into nicely. Then try and compress the spring. Normally I try and do it from the bottom to the top, and pull it all the way to the bottom, and hold the throttle. It's easier if you undo the throttle, as in loosen it and give it as much slack as possible when you're doing this, so that you can actually get this in. Just try and put the spring on and then pull it back again. I've got a bit to play with, and then as you can see in here, there's a smaller hole and a larger hole. You need to get it into the larger hole again and move it across into the smaller hole if you've got enough slack. And then you just allow the slider to fall down, and it should have a specific place that it can pop into. It will have a little hole on it. And this one pops into the larger hole to sit there, and then let go of the spring. It will bend and curl like that, but that's fine. And then we'll see on this slider you'll have a groove down the edge, and that's because that fits into the groove, a tiny little notch that's in the carb. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but when you put it in you need to make sure it's perfectly on that groove, otherwise it won't slide down. And then just hold it tight and screw it up. So that's how you change the throttle over on the carb. Okay, make sure it's all nice and tight, and then you can, if you want to, put the fuel line back on. And on this carb you'll see that there's actually a two-stroke line, and obviously, as I said earlier on, we don't actually have a two-stroke line on our bikes, so we just use the cap off that we had on the old carb. And then also, because of we have a stage 6 manifold, which is here, it's a stage 6 inlet manifold, so it's a dual pedal reeds. It's much better than the standard inlets, but it also has a vacuum and two-stroke oil line on it also, so it means you don't need it for the carb. And normally it's better to have your vacuum closer to the engine, because you normally have more suction from it. Just pop the carb on. And I'll tighten the Jubilee clip up. Make sure you've got the carb fully in when you tighten the Jubilee clip up, otherwise it will just push the carb out and you'll have problems. And then just popping the air filter on. And again, just do the Jubilee clip up. Not too tight on these ones because they can pop off. And then there we have it. That's the fresh new carb on here, and it's much better. Obviously you've got the choke also, which is a manual choke now, which is a lot more useful in regards to tuned bikes, because the electric choke isn't very useful, because it goes off as soon as it feels that it needs to. But that's everything. Thank you.